What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and I'm reviewing Prince of Persia Warrior Within. And it was released for the Xbox, GameCube, and PlayStation 2. And it was later released for the PSP. And this game is pretty much a sequel to Prince of Persia Sands of Time. And the plot of it is that the prince is constantly running from the Tahara. I know I'm like butchering the name and stuff, but this is like a creature who's out to kill the prince because of the fact that because of the prince pretty much released the Sands of Time in the first game. He was pretty much tricked into doing that. It really didn't matter to this particular creature there. And pretty much now the creature is the guardian of the timeline, and if old wise man told the prince that whoever released the Sands of Time, which the prince did early in the first game, must die. And he also tells the prince about the Island of Time, the place where the emperors of time pretty much created the sands to begin with. And the prince sailed to go to the Island of Time to prevent the sands to prevent it to begin with. Mainly he believed that by doing this, he believed that the creature won't have a beef with him no more. The creature will not seek to kill him any longer. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, while he was sailing through the middle of a fierce storm, a ship comes and attacks his ship that is led by this one lady, and she said told her goons to pretty much kill him, and he does reach her, but he had to fight through a fear of her goons to do it. And once he get into a battle with the woman, she eventually knocks him out, and he's pretty much shipwrecked onto the Island of Time, and this is where the remainder of the game is spent there. Some of the major differences between Prince of Persia Sands of Time and Warrior Within is that Prince of Persia Warrior Within has pretty much a darker tone to it, and there is actually blood and gore that exists within the game also. Plus, the prince can do more moves this time around than what he can do in Sands of Time. And pretty much like the first game, you have to deal with traps and stuff in certain parts of the game, which can be avoided based on how the traps are set up. And another thing about it is that none of the enemies from Sands of Time are in Warrior Within. But what Ubisoft ended up doing is introduce new enemies throughout the course of the game, which in course include new bosses. And there are save points which are in the form of water fountains, and it not only saves the game, you also restore the prince's health if he's happened to be injured and everything. In the overhead display, it'll show the prince's health and the sand powers, the slot for the sand powers. And the sand powers are pretty much the time powers. The time powers, the sand powers are pretty much Recall, the Eye of the Storm, the Breath of Faith, the Wind of Faith, the Cyclone of Faith, along with a theme that allows you to do a little time travel. And when you're not like fighting enemies or whatever, you have to get from point A to point B by like jumping, rebounding, stuff like that on different objects. And what you actually do is depending on what objects you climb, like ladders and columns and stuff like that. And one thing that I found is that you have like a primary weapon and a secondary weapon, and there's like different types of secondary weapons that you can use. All of these secondary weapons have a specific advantage in terms of like strength, speed, and stuff like that, in which you can use them to unleash different types of combos at your disposal, and the combos that you can execute are really good. I like the type of combos that you can use in Prince of Persia Warrior Within. But of course, the Sands of Time and Warrior Within is good for having nice combos that you can execute. You know, with the weapons. Now the graphics and level design to Warrior Within are very good, and in my opinion, the dark tone, the dark feel of the game is pretty much a nice touch in my opinion, and the gameplay is very good, especially since more moves were added to the game, which all intent and purposes you can do more combos. And in my opinion, that's the gameplay is the best aspect of Prince of Persia Warrior Within. As far as the soundtrack goes, it's pretty good, but it's kind of like the soundtrack is out of place simply because it's pretty much rock metal instrumentals. It's kind of like, because of that, it does feel like it's out of place in my opinion, because it doesn't have the regular soundtrack that the Sands of Time had. I mean, it's not bad. It's just like I said, it's just out of place. And the difficulty is pretty balanced. It's not like insanely hard. It's not a cakewalk either. Not like from an overall perspective, Prince of Persia Warrior Within is pretty much a good game. It's pretty much a very good sequel to Prince of Persia Sands of Time. As far as the score is concerned, I would definitely give it an 8, because Ubisoft pretty much did a good job with Warrior Within overall. Pretty much the main complaint is just the soundtrack is just out of place, you know. With that being said, if you like Warrior Within, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, you can mention it in the comment section. If you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.